Well, a stretch of road in Transylvania County has turned into a rough ride for a lot of drivers. We're talking about Highway 178 from Rosman all the way down to the state line. It's also known as Pickens Highway. It's been almost 20 years since it's been repaved. And as News 13's John Lee found out, it may be a few more years before it's fixed.
Well, this is a small sample of the issues here along Pickens Highway here in Rosman. As you can see, part of that road crumbling away into pieces just like that one right there. We drove along the road with a Rosman man who compares it to a roller coaster, but not a very pleasant one.
2 red lights, you pass through, that's all you hear of it.
Out of sight, out of mind. That's Jerry Galloway's take.
All we want is a road.
He's lived in Rosman for 75 years.
If it's not a hump, it's a dip.
Pointing to Pickens Highway as an example of how taxpayer dollars are not being put to use. Fed up with the cracks, the holes, the humps, and the dips from Rosman to the South Carolina line.
Smell like a roller coaster getting ready to jump a track. Better keep both hands on the wheel and eyes on the road.
The DOT resurfaced 178 back in 1996. They'll do it again at a cost of $2 million in the fiscal year 2018. Engineers have evaluated the pavement and believe it will make it until then. But Jerry's not sure he can hang on till then.
Well, it's rough.
Keeping his eye on the road.
And your car is a swaying. So it's a disgrace for the residents who live here to have to drive on a highway this way. It pays taxes every day and have to drive on the road like this to go to work.
Nearly 2 decades without being resurfaced. Jerry thinks that's pretty ridiculous, but the NCDOT contends that actually it's not all that uncommon. In fact, there's a stretch of I-40 between Clyde and Maggie Valley that's on the same schedule.
You like this?
Jerry thinks rural areas like Rosman are ignored.
You hit it and it's broke off again. Just like that.
Comparing his driving discomfort to comfort food.
It's just like you take a homemade biscuit and crush it up in your hands. That's the way the road looks there.
The kind of biscuit he now finds hard to swallow.
Every car on this road is going to be wore out.
NCDOT says they continue to do routine maintenance along this stretch of road, but Jerry says that simply is not enough. And as a taxpayer, he says he deserves a lot better. Here in Transylvania County, John Lee, News 13.